Hello all who are all watching this video, all are preparing for many competitive examinations. You all know you are passing through a different phase, so lot of mental stress, at the same time physical stress have to be put in, and you have to prepare for long. Then after giving the exam, what if the exam gets cancelled due to leakage of the paper or some other reasons? Then what is the feel of that particular aspirant? So taking all these into consideration, to the rescue of many aspirants, so the government of India has brought a new bill, that is Public Examinations Prevention of Malpractices or Unfair Practices Bill, that was tabled and it was passed yesterday in the Lok Sabha. In this context, we are going to discuss what are the unfair means that are described by the bill, who are all that can be punished under this bill, and what are all the exams which are the bodies which are all the bodies that are authorized to conduct exams in the different domains that were brought under the ambit of this bill. And we'll also look into what is the issue of this unfair practice that is happening in the examinations and what type of measures can be taken to stop this menace from happening. So all these are the things which we are going to discuss as part of this video. So here you can see why it is a news, because the government of India has brought this. Okay, so we'll look into the details. What is the background? So what is the need for this bill, okay, to be brought by the government of India? Then we'll discuss what are the key highlights and what some states have enacted their own anti-cheating laws with respect to education or like employment, jobs related things. Then we'll see those also, and what are the other government initiatives taken, okay, apart from these, to stop this menace from happening. So this forms part of GS mains paper 2 under governance, and transparency and accountability are also very important from the side of the government. You can quote these things, okay. So in case if you have to write any answer in governance based, or that is on transparency and accountability, you can quote along with the Right to Information Act, Citizen Starter and all other things, okay. So you can add this dimension also. Then we are discussing about Public Examinations Prevention of Unfair Practices or Means Bill 2024. Okay, so why it is a news? Because yesterday, the Minister for Personal and Public Grievances, Dr. Jitendra Prasad, he has placed this bill in the Lok Sabha, and this was passed by the Lok Sabha. Okay, so this bill was already passed by Lok Sabha. So what is the main intention of this bill? If you have seen, so many corruption scandals in respect of employment and exam notifications are happening across the country. So if you have seen, there is a data released by the government of India itself, and between 2016 to 23, within 7 years of time, almost 70 cases of some malpractices or unfair means happened in the conduct of examinations. So if you understand 70 in 7 years, that means every year almost 10 cases are being noticed, such practices. Okay, so if you see what are the unfair means that are brought according to this bill is, unfair means can be like cheating or leaking or impersonation, or in case if there is any like invigilator, if he is not authorized by the conducting agency but he has represented some other person, or if there is any like you can say if there is any person who is using unauthorized means, okay, to fill up the examination paper. All these are the issues where that can be tackled by this bill. Okay, so we are going to look into these issues. There should be some background, no? So if something happens per se frequently, okay, so if you have remembered, there are so many instances. Okay, recently NTRO, National Technical Research Organization's paper got leaked, and in Madhya Pradesh, Vyapam scheme also happened. Almost 13 exams which are conducted by MP Professional Examination Board, those were also cancelled. And those who belongs to Telangana, they also very well know that first Telangana Group 1 examination was also cancelled on the grounds of paper leakage. Not only this, it happened in the same case of Rajasthan, Gujarat and some other states of Bihar also. So SSC, Staff Selection Commission examination also got cancelled. So these are the different exams in the recent times. This trend is increasing. So to tackle this issue, Government of India has brought this particular bill. Okay, so if you have seen only UPSC sometimes, okay, so UPSC is conducting the exam in most fair manner without any such controversies and discrepancies. Okay, but most of the other exams are subjected to these issues. So how to tackle these issues and what is the background why the Government of India have thought there is a necessity for bringing this bill, we'll see here. You can see this is on the backdrop of cancellation of different exams on different grounds. Okay, you can see some exams like teacher recruitment examination TET that was cancelled in Rajasthan, CET common eligibility test for Group D in Haryana, and in junior clerics in Gujarat. It happened in case of Telangana Group 1 also, and constable recruitment exam in Bihar for following the question paper leakage. So these are the instances, okay. So these instances are increasing. That is why the government of India have brought this particular bill. Then you can see almost 1.5 crore students have got affected because of this repeated cancellation of exam on various grounds. So you can see over a period of 7 years, 1.5 crore students. That is the worst thing happening, okay. So these people, they're putting lot of mental things, they have to put lot of mental pressure they have to face upon, they have to put all the financial resources, they are taking their time. So what if they're unemployed and if the exam gets cancelled again, it will take 1 or 2 years more, okay. So how to cope up with this 1 or 2 years mentally, physically and financially. So there are so many challenges that the persons who are not at all involved with these instances are getting suffered for no particular reason, okay. So that is why the government of India thought that there is a need for bringing such bill. So, and 70 cases were recorded in the same time of 2016 to 16 to 23, within 7 years, 70 cases happened in the similar instance. And you can see more than 12 recruitment agency drives also got cancelled due to paper leaks in various examinations. And you can see almost 615 accused were arrested in respect of this particular issue. So what is the main reason why the government of India brought is, previously there is no law. There is no legal backing in case if there is any malpractice or unfair means that happens in any conduction of any exam, then the government had no law from which it has powers to penalize that person or to punish that person. That is why, as there is no substantive law to punish those persons, the need is felt by the government of India to bring a particular law in this particular domain. Then you can see this is acting as a deterrence also. Deterrence means if there is a law and which is giving serious punishments and penalizations, then it can act as a deterrence and can stop some other malpractices or unfair means from happening in future. Then existence of unfair practices in the public examination. Just now we have seen lot of data. Almost 1.5 crore students are getting affected and 70 cases of corruption related things and maladministration and paper leakages happened in the recent 7 years. That is a very high number, okay. So, and you can see ensuring transparency and fairness and credibility is also the role of the government, okay, in conduction of these government related exams, okay. So, and if you have remembered in the recent president's speech, okay, and to the joint session of first session of this year, that is budget session, President of India, she focused, even in the interim budget, if you have remembered, 4 castes were named by the finance minister. Among them, one is the youth, poor, farmers and the women. So in addressing the youth, the President of India also, she said the government of India is taking into consideration whatever the sufferings that are sufferings from the side of the youth, okay, especially in the wake of paper cancellations and exams getting cancelled or paper getting leaked and all. So that is also referred in the President of India speech. So in this context only, in this budget session only, they have introduced this bill and it was passed already by Lok Sabha. Then you can see what are the key highlights. So what is the main objective is to bring transparency and fairness and credibility, okay. So otherwise, if these instances are increasing and if there is no deterrence, then most of the people will lose their confidence. They don't believe in the system at all. So they'll think this government jobs is a nightmare, okay. So they don't happen on time or they don't happen as per schedule. So even if we write properly also, there may not be a chance that only the people who are very sincere and serious may get into, or there can be some unfair practices through which only some few people can get. So these type of perseverance will develop, or you can say this type of notions will develop among the students. That is why the government of India brought this bill to aim to ensure transparency, credibility and fairness among the aspirants so that they don't lose confidence in the system, okay. Then to reassure the youth, okay, so and they wanted to ensure that they wanted to convey the message to the youth who are preparing for different competitive exams that their future is safe, okay. So we are making the system more robust and we are wanted to ensure that the system entirely will be safe. What is applicability? So this is the most important aspect, okay. So if you have seen in terms of applicability, there can be a question, okay. So they may ask you, so or not all the exams or not all the boards are brought under the domain, okay. Some specific boards are brought, and importantly and interestingly, there is no reference here because the states are left to their discretion only, okay. So other central body exams which are conducted by UPSC, you know, UPSC conducts various exams like civil services, and you have geoscientist exams, and you have different other medical board exams, CDS, defense related exams. So all these will be coming under the domain of this particular law. Then staff selection exams exams related, staff selection commission related exams, RRBs, railway recruitment boards, and IBPS related to banking, clerical and PO exams, and also you have National Testing Agency, which is also conducting this JEE, NEET exams, at the same time common entrance tests for different graduate and postgraduate courses. For these, okay, for all these bodies which are conducting different tests, for these bodies, this particular law will be applicable, okay. Then we should also know who is not getting covered under this, okay. So just now we have seen to which exams or to which bodies this law is applicable, but at the same time another important provision here is it is not targeting the students who are appearing for the exam. In case if any person who is appearing for the exam, if he resort to any malpractice or like cheating type of thing or impersonation type of thing, then those are not covered here, okay. So then we'll see. So this is covering only the persons, organized groups or crime related persons who are indulged in unfair means to get monetary or wrongful gains, but it is not conducting, like it is not taking into consideration the candidates who are appearing for the exams within its purview, okay. And you can see the candidates who are trying to cover under this administrative provisions of different public authorities, okay, they are also getting concerned with the provisions of the bill. Then you can see with respect to punishments, okay, there are different punishments. Like if you see if there is a paper leak case, then 3 to 5 years imprisonment along with fine can be awarded. Then in case of there is a link with this syndicate type of thing, you will have paper leakage mafias, or there can be some syndicates also which are operating undercover, okay. At those point of time they can be awarded even with more punishment, that is even 10 years of imprisonment, okay. Then you can see a fine of 1 crore fine can be imposed on those persons who are failing to conduct these exams properly, okay. So in case of they have done anything wrong, then a firm can be barred even from conducting the public exams, okay. So in case if they have given or outsourced to any particular firm and they have not been diligent in conducting the examinations, then they can be further debarred from conducting such examinations in the future. Then we can see what is unfair. This should also be defined under the bill, right? So for this reason, they have defined the meaning of the unfair means under section 3 of this act. It says that for 20 offences, this unfair means will be applicable. So what some examples are: impersonation means one person appearing like another. So in the recent times, if you have remembered, one male person, okay, so he impersonated himself as his girlfriend to appear for an exam, okay, in post-graduation related. That happened in case of Haryana or Rajasthan, I didn't remember, but that news also came so much viral, okay. So impersonation. Manipulation means if you have like you can say if you have make up a deal with the invigilator or the conducting body or the particular center, and you have got the paper before, or you're taking extra time in these situations, okay, of answer sheets, or even tampering with the documents also. If you're going with fake documents and attending the exam, in all these situations, these are considered as unfair means. Then what are the nature of offences? So in case if any offence is registered under this particular bill, then under section 9 it is considered as cognizable, non-bailable and non-compoundable. Non-bailable means you don't get even bail if you are arrested under such offence, and there won't be any compromise so that this offence can be settled down, okay. So then what is the investigating power? So any person who is registering the case, okay, so who should take means any officer who is not less than the rank of DSP or Assistant Commissioner of Police, okay. So these are the ranks that were authorized, not below the rank of DSP or ACP. Assistant Commissioner should look up into this issue of paper leak or something, and in case if they want, okay, or if there is a much demand, then even central agencies like CBI or some other agency also can get involved in the investigation process. And you can see here the police can act on their own and arrest even without warrant, okay, as we have just seen, okay. So it is a cognizable offense. Then you can see high-level national technical committee is also getting formed under this, okay. So there is a high-level committee that is going to be established as per the provisions of the bill, and they wanted to make it more foolproof. You can see here, okay, they wanted to more digitalize so that there will be very less chance of any leakage or corruption in these exams. And you can see many foolproof IT security will be developed by this committee. They will recommend how to make it more robust, and you can see how it will be. Electronic surveillance also will be increased. Even now, if you see, so many exams are under CCTV surveillance, but still they wanted to increase this so that they wanted to minimize any chance of unfair means. And national standards and services also will be formulated by revamping the infrastructure necessary for the conducting of exam. Then you can see what is the model draft. Model draft means the center is giving this particular bill as a model draft for the states. Okay, so these states have their own domain of conducting state public services exams, no? So they have to take this law, they can take this law as a model draft and they can use for conducting their own exams. Okay, so they can inspire from this bill. That is what it is serving as. Okay, it is a discretion of the states and it is up to them. Okay, so they can consider this as a model draft for them. Okay, then what are the cheating laws passed, anti-cheating laws passed by different states? Okay, so Uttarakhand has passed already a law in 2022, it's 23 itself, and you see Gujarat also, in the wake of some corruption related happened that in the state of Gujarat, so they have also passed this particular bill to prevent cheating in public examinations. And other states like Rajasthan passed in 22, Uttar Pradesh has passed in 98, and Andhra Pradesh, in combined Andhra Pradesh, it was passed in 1997. Okay, so they have anti-cheating laws in their own domain. Okay, so other states also need to come with this type of laws. Then what is the way forward? So if you have seen, there should be a legal framework. Okay, in case if there is a legal framework, means which is a law which is giving some punishments and penal offences. Okay, so in case of penalties or punishments, if there is anything that is provided by law that can act as a deterrence for some persons who want to resort to such measures. Okay, they can have this as a deterrence. Then switching to computer based examinations can ensure more transparency and accountability, and you can see enhanced security measures can also help in reducing the instances of these leakages and all. And you can see effective implementation is also very important for different exams. And you can see strengthening of examination administration. Okay, so this is also by conducting exam robustly, that every agency has to be strengthened more. Okay, so lack of manpower or lack of permanent staff, in case if they have engaged with temporary staff. Okay, so these persons may have this type of notions. Okay, they can violate the norms. So in case we have strengthened the examination administration itself, then there can be a less chance of paper leakage or unfair means that can happen. Okay, so these are the way forward you can suggest in the answer. Then as we have discussed, okay, so many of the students are asking to discuss about previous discussed question, that is given in the previous video. So I'm giving the explanation and the answer also for the previous question. You can see who can introduce a bill in the parliament to implement uniform civil code. Okay, that is a topic we have discussed in the previous one. So you can see a member of Rajya Sabha, a member of Lok Sabha, union minister, and all the above. Okay, you know, this is not a money bill or finance bill. Okay, so it is an ordinary bill, and you know, this is also not, okay, so when this is an ordinary bill, so it can be even introduced by any member. Okay, so it can be introduced in any house also. So answer is all the above for this. Okay, then it is a time for practice question. I'm sorry, and the time for practice question you can see here. Which of the following statements is not true? A member of UPSC holds office for a term of 6 years or until he attains the age of 65 years. B. Chairperson of UPSC is not eligible for further employment under the Government of India or Government of any state after retirement. C. One half of the members of UPSC should be persons who have held at least 10 years of office or either under the Government of India or Government of state. D. Chairman and members of the UPSC are appointed by the Prime Minister. So answer in the comment section which is not true with respect to UPSC. Then time for mains question. Examine the importance of accountability and transparency in promoting ethical behavior in public administration. So you know, these type of issues also involve ethical issues, because the people who are aspiring to be government servants, okay, in future, they also need to have some ethical values. They should not resort to such unfair means. So you have to answer this question in that particular domain. So as we have come to end of the video, in this video we have discussed what is the main objective of this bill, why the Government of India have brought this bill, and what are the data. We have seen some data related to the unfair bins that happened in the recent past, and also we have seen what are the key highlights of the bill along with some other state-based laws, and we have seen practice question for prelims and mains. This is all with respect to this video. Thank you for watching. Have a good day.